Right, so I'm doing a brake upgrade on a Nissan Juke Nismo RS. I've got the Nissan 370Z calipers, or Americans 370Z. I've refurbished them, painted them. Like I said, this is a Nismo RS. Standard calipers there. 370Z caliper there. It bolts straight on. If you do get the 370Z bolts, these are far too long. You need to use the original Nissan Juke ones, because these are tightened up perfectly and the bolt sits flush. And that is perfect. I'm about to trim this. Did have a piece of metal somewhere. Here we are. So I've trimmed this off. I used a hacksaw because I ain't got a Dremel. So I watched a video to cut it off, but I think you can probably just bend it. Just bend it out of the way a little bit so it gives clearance. So I think the other side I'm just going to bend it rather than cutting it. I'm going to put a bit of black paint on there just to stop it from rusting. The other side I think I'm just going to bend the other side. So I'll show you the parts I've got. So I've got the standard Nismo wheel. That's the original disc. That's 20mm spacer from Gen 2. And in here I have brake discs. Just going to grab the disc out. Right, that's a standard 320mm disc on the Nismo RS, and this is an Evo 10 350mm disc. If you use a 370Z discs, you have to put a 5mm spacer behind, which doesn't leave much lip on the hub. So I opted to go for the Evo 10 discs, which were cheaper, to be fair. And the disc difference in size, it's not much, to be fair. But you've got to think it's 30mm difference, but it's only 15mm per side. So it's not a drastic upgrade. Apart from you've got 4 pistons rather than just the 2. So I'm going to go around here, pop the disc on the floor. I'll mount it up to the hub and then get the caliper mounted up properly. For what I've been reading, you can use the standard RS line. You just bolt it to the back of the caliper using the new, sorry for the autofocus, I can't turn it off. So using the new Banjo Bolt, which I ordered from WeMoto, because it's a similar what motorbikes use. It's a M10x1, it's about 18mm length, and it comes with 2 copper washers from WeMoto. So I'm going to get it all mounted up. I'll be doing videos and pictures throughout. I'm going to try and fix that bloody autofocus, it's a pain in the arse. But yeah, back in soon. Right, so I'm back on again, so I've turned the autofocus off now, thank God. So these are the Evo 10 discs and they bolt. They go straight on, no faffing, no fussing. I will clean the disc off. And I choose these discs because they sit smack bang in the centre of the caliper. They're a perfect fit. The 350mm, same as the 370Z, and the brake disc height on the Nismo RS is 40. I think it's 40mm, and these are 39. So it's like 1mm difference, which you'll not really see. Whereas the 370Z discs are 35mm, so you need that 5mm to push the disc away. Otherwise, it'd be catching the caliper. But these spin completely freely, as you can see. I've got. Thought I brought my brake pads out with me. I'll go grab my brake. So let me go grab my brake pads. I pressed pause by accident then. So I've got Akebono brakes and Brembo pads. So I was almost tempted to put Brembo stickers on these, but a bit sacrilege really. So in these you've got one with a wear indicator. That generally goes on the driver's side, that's where most of the weight is. So I'm just going to run the passenger side setup on this side. They do have anti-squeal shims in them, but I will grab my popper grease as well. So I'm really bad at photography today, but these just slide in. And I was pricing up the Nismo RS standard pads and discs are. So for discs from Euro Car Parts, or even from Autodoc, they're around about £120 for a set. So I paid 2 discs Evo 10 ones, Brembo brake pads, £110 for the set. So when I come to renew my discs and pads, cheaper than these, bigger and better, and easy to change. You don't have to piss about chuffing 10 calipers off. You just in and out job, and bish bash bosh done. So I'm just going to grab my copper grease, I'm going to slide these in, and then I'm going to start doing the nipple. I'm going to clamp the line and then transfer it over to here. So transfer it to there, from there, and then start bleeding the thing. So you've got 2 bleed nipples. I've put 2 stainless ones in. There are some titanium ones you can get, but titanium it has galvanic corrosion, which causes aluminium to oxidise and they'll just seize together. Stainless steel has no galvanic issues with aluminium calipers, and these are only £10 I think for a set. Right, just a little snippet back into it. I thought I was curious and see, you know, if the original wheel would fit, but no, there's a gap there, good 10mm gap, and it hits there, so you do need a spacer. So 20mm spacer, 100% needed. So I thought I'd come back and show that. Right, so I've got the pads in, retaining clips on. Bag blew away them. I used the original retaining kit. I did buy some stainless steel cleaners. They're a bit manky, but I put my fingers all over them. Yeah, I just washed them in some methylated spirits, gave them a clean up, and happy days. But that is one solid caliper. Brake disc. Obviously it floats because the wheel holds it on. So I'm going to throw my spacer back on just to hold that down, and then start doing the brake line. Back in a minute. Right, so I've solo bled these. If you want to know how to do it, I've got a spare bottle of brake fluid from I've had years. It's gone off. It's halfway full. All I do is put a bit of clear hose into the liquid. So as you're pumping the brake from inside the car, bubbles cannot go back into the caliper, they can only come out. And once the bubbles are fully out, into here, the caliper runs nice and clear. I've done it many times, motorbikes, cars, it always works. So discs are on, calipers are on, all bled out. I'm going to leave that, so I'm going to tighten up on the floor, just give it a couple of nips. 20mm spacers. There is roughly 3 to 4mm of space between the wheel and the caliper. That is a beautiful fitment. If you run 25mm, you might need wider arches potentially, but if you do buy this kit for the Nismo RS or Nismo Akebono calipers, there are some on Amazon that are not branded, but they're exactly the same. They're like reconditioned. They're about £230 for bare aluminium, so all you have to do is etch, prime them, paint them, put some stickers on, 20 quid or whatever for that. They'll come with brand new bleed nipples. The only thing you need to source is the Banjo Bolts on the back, which you can get from Wemo or buy the Brembo ones or from wherever. It's M10 by 1 and 18mm long. You can go a bit longer, you can go 20mm, they'll fit fine. I do need a touch-up pen for my alloy though, there's a bit of chip in it there. That's not from me, that's from previous, but I could do a little touch-up pen there. But yeah, it fits absolutely perfectly. You can hear if I spin the wheel, you can hear that it's rubbing on the pads like, but that's normal. But yeah, that is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to do the other side now, then done. So it took me roughly an hour and a half to do this. The other side won't take me nowhere near as long, because this was like a finding mission on this side, but now I know how to do it. That'll take me half the time. Plus I won't be recording a video either. I'll do a video at the very end showing you both sides. But yeah, spin the car around now, do the other side. So I'm on a road at the moment. But yeah, I'll come back in about an hour. See you in a bit. Thought I'd just jump in with another video. I'm on the driver's side now. So rather than cutting it, I've just bent it. It has now clearance. The caliper goes on. So you could probably do this without even cutting, because I ain't got no snips. I actually use a hacksaw on the other side. And obviously with this thing, if you're bending it, yeah, it might scoop a bit of air in from behind and cool the disc down from behind maybe. But you're not going to cut it. It's not going to go rusty. So I think bending it might be the trick. I've had to bend the top over a little bit so it bent through the disc will now sit on flush. So yeah, I'll see how I go on with that, and I'll come back here with an update in a couple of minutes. Right, so I'm going to do a video on how I'm bleeding these. So that's the original RS brake line. I bent this bracket forward about 3 or 4 millimetre just to give a bit extra slack. Plenty slack behind. The banjo bolt was straight in. That's 15 Newton meters. Do not crank on that. I tightened it, nipped it, and then nipped it a little bit extra and left it. I've got pads in. I did make one mistake. The Brembo pads actually have anti-squeals on 2 pads, so 1 per side. I put both on this side, and yeah, I've got 2 squealers on this side now. So it's great. So if you do get a mesh, you double check them. I didn't like an idiot. But I'm going to show you how I bleed these anyway. So you want to bleed the furthest one away. So all that will do is it'll push the air through the line, through the back part of the caliper, through the front. So the back will fill with fluid first. Once the bubbles are at this side, you then go to this nipple here, pull the extra air out of that one, come back to this one, bleed that one again, then back to that one, and back to this. The bottle I've got here is an old brake fluid bottle. It's got fluid in it. The line is in the bottle, so the air can't go back up. So once the air starts flowing in and the pipe's full of liquid, the air's got nowhere to go apart from out if you keep pumping the brake system. It gets like a vacuum, you know, you like sucking a straw and hold it with your tongue. The liquid doesn't go nowhere. Same difference for this. Always buy a brand new bottle of brake fluid when you're doing this, because brake fluid goes off after 2 years once it's been opened. It's hygroscopic, so it will soak in. It soaks in water, like absorbs water like a sponge. So fresh bottle, £7.50 from local garage. You don't need all special in these. That goes to a maximum, I think it's 260 degrees for a road car. You're not gonna exceed that. But these aluminium calipers as well, you know, look amazing. But I'll get the bleed run now, then I'm going to start bleeding it out. But just look at that. Oh, that's stonking. Right, I'll start bleeding it up now, and I'll come back once it's done. As you can see, all bubbles are coming out now. Hello. Right, the finished video. So I've been for a couple of mile drive. Take a couple of miles, like pile that road back up again. So I've got to turn round on here to the other side. A bit weird driving with 4 pots on this side and 1 pop on the other. But no knocking, no grinding, no connecting, no nothing. And the car, you know what I mean? It looks, look at these brakes here, they haven't even been used yet. Absolutely beautiful, these calipers. And if you look at the car properly, also you've got the fitment there with 20mm spaces on. It's cargo pastors. From the opposite side of the road, if you look at it, I'll zoom in, just look how good that looks. It should have come with the 4-pot brakes from factory. I will be doing the rear ones as cargo past. Mustang ST 350 that. Yeah, I'll be doing rears soon in it. That busker past. But yeah, it should have come from factory with them on it. It looks absolutely mint. And they don't look out of place either, you know what I mean? Oh. Yeah. I'll put a list of stuff that you'll need in the comments on what you need to do. I'll put some links in the comments of where I bought my calipers from. I'll also put the Amazon links in. The Amazon calipers, use at your own risk, but there are a few videos online where people are using them for 350Z upgrades. But I will be using them for the rear because the rears on mine, I'm going to get out of the way of this car coming down. The rear discs, although they look rusty, they actually are only about a year old and the pads are still good. So I'm going to wait maybe till January or maybe November and just swap them out. But yeah, I'm going to go for a drive up the road now, see what they're like, come back, park the car up and call it a day. But yeah, I'll leave stuff in comments, any questions put in comments and I'll be happy to answer them. I can't stop recording clips, put it out in the car, you can probably hear the exhaust pinging away from the heat. Been for a good little drive and I'll tell you something, night and day compared to originals. There are some naysayers out there, so oh, these brakes all feel really bitey and really grabby. They actually feel more linear. Like when you touch the brake pedal, it's not on or off, it's like you've got feeling all the way down. And you know it's coming to a stop. And when I took my finger on caliper now, I say something, it's stone cold. It's got a couple of degrees to it, but it's cold. It's night and day. Can't wait to the rears. But look how good they are though. Absolutely stunning. Keep saying it, but yeah. Worthwhile upgrade. Catch you later guys.